Hey, this is Chris here for TSA at EGX. We're here with John Spinale from OnLive, VP of Games. He's going to take us through a quick demo of the service, show us what OnLive's all about, because you're the new streaming service for games, yeah?
Absolutely. First cloud-based gaming platform ever available.
Yeah.
And what that really means is we took all the hardware that you'd normally need in your living room, like your PlayStation, your Xbox, moved that kind of computing power up into a data center, and then we let you connect over the internet.
Yeah, and instead you just have this tiny little box at the about the size of a USB hard disk. They're absolutely tiny.
Yeah, we call it our micro console, and if you want to see it here, it's this tiny little box. And it's a streaming media box, and essentially all it does is it looks for our data center and then grabs a connection and really logs you onto a big gaming server that you're now reserved with up in the cloud.
Yeah, and it's certainly a very cool concept to see, because you just launched in the UK yesterday, wasn't it?
Yep, and we're getting great support. Everybody's really excited about it, and we're getting overwhelmed with interest, which is always a really good problem to have. And we're having fun. So far, so good.
Yeah, we were slightly amused when we got back to where we were staying last night and saw OnLive is full, and we're like, well, at least you've had a good launch.
Yeah, it was a great day for us. We definitely exceeded our expectations, and now we're scrambling to make sure we can add as much capacity as possible as quickly as we can.
Sure, and you've also got an iPad running here, and you can even connect the controller via Bluetooth, can't you, into it?
Yeah, we do. So one of the benefits of a cloud-based gaming platform is then pretty much any screen connected to the internet can be a client and can log in and play high-end games. And so what you're seeing up here on the television is sort of the main experience that a lot of people are going through. So you have a standard kind of dual analog controller, and it allows you to navigate there. But then you can actually get your entire game library to go, and you can have what's effectively the same experience on a tablet using a touch interface. And so I'm going to show you a little bit about the service.
Sure.
Okay, so basically you can see this is a very kind of media-rich, exciting interface, and that's also powered by the fact that we've got high-end gaming servers running the UI as well. And so, you can see here's a great place to start. We call our arena, which then allows you to see tens of thousands of people at any point in time playing games. So these are all live streams of gamers that are logged in right now playing OnLive. And so, here you have Super Street Fighter from Capcom. And you can look around, you can see your friends, you can see strangers. It's all permissions-based, so they have to let you do that. But once they do, you can just kind of surf around and check out games. If it's a game that that you're interested in, you can just jump in and buy it or play it. If it's a friend of yours, you can send them a message. And so this is a great way to kind of orient yourself in the world of hundreds of games and quickly get a feel. It's kind of like channel surfing on the telly, but instead it's actually kind of like game surfing, but I think a little bit more kind of fun and exciting.
Yeah, it's really impressive to see that many live streams coming in at once. It's just it's a really cool way to get into the service.
Yeah, thanks. We like it a lot. It really kind of gives you a sense of what is streaming gaming or cloud gaming all about. And then another really good place to kind of start and get oriented is also is our marketplace, where you can actually see what's available on the service in a kind of like a slightly more organized fashion. And so we can see, here's some games that are coming soon. Saints Row from THQ looks fantastic. Deus Ex Human Revolution, which just came out. And as these big titles come out, they're launching day and date, the same day on OnLive as they are on the other kind of major console platforms. And so gamers have now a choice of, do I want to go down to the store and pick up a copy, or do I want to just log in to OnLive and start playing at 12:01 a.m.?
I mean, getting that day and date for you must have been a big deal. It's what you need to succeed, really.
I think so too. And publishers have a vested interest in getting their software out to as many users as possible, and they've seen the potential for this platform as really kind of being a step forward in terms of direct connections with the consumer, and so they're pretty excited about it as well. So if you find something that you want in the game store here, you just pop in, take a look, and you can get the full details around the game, and you can see all the features about it: multiplayer, single player, does it support keyboard and mouse? And then what's really kind of great is you can quickly tap in and watch the HD video, the whole trailer for the game in an integrated way. You can also see reviews, previews, additional editorial comments, and then you can also see what the aggregate critics ratings were for the Metascore here as well. And then what do players on OnLive think? And if you find it interesting, one click and you're actually playing the game.
I mean, having that kind of like all the stuff you've got in, having reviews and Metacritic in and all that sort of thing, for me it puts you above any other service. Not just cloud gaming, but it's sort of stuff like Steam does not have that just built into it automatically.
Yeah, we tried to make it as integrated an experience as possible. We started from the perspective of what's best for the gamer, really, and it's that, and we worked backwards from that in terms of what we had to build. And then it's a very media-rich experience because we're all about streaming video out to the consumer, but we can also do it internal on a network and do some really crazy, user interfaces that you've never seen before. And so, whenever you can look through the games list, you can sort it and search it for any way you want to. You can also say, I'd just like to maybe find an indie game that sounds appealing. And we've got a big collection of indie titles. We've got pretty much, something for everyone at this point.
I mean, that's definitely, again, important for you to have what people want, not just having like the big hitters out there. Having the support from little indie games is brilliant to see that kind of thing, because that's one of the reasons services like Steam have taken off, is their support for the smaller developers.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think that's where the games business started, with little teams of guys being really creative and technical, and it's nice to see that there's a resurgence of that. We definitely support it very actively. We have lots and lots of indie titles and everything in between. So from the small, two-man shop who self-publishes their game to the big multi-billion-dollar publicly traded companies, and everything in between.
I mean, that's brilliant. Would you want to tell us a little bit about how the pricing structure works for this? Because obviously you've got the ability to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anybody who comes onto OnLive, it's free to try a game demo, and all of our titles have free demos. If you find something that you like, then you can actually rent it. Typically, a lot of the games have rental options for 3 or 5 days, and then you can certainly go on to buy it. And the retail prices are pretty similar to where you'd find on other channels, pretty much. And then we also have a subscription offering additionally, which is optional, and it's for about £7 a month. You have access to a library of 100 games, and there are some classic old games that have been were AAA games when they came out 3 or 4 years ago, and then you have some new release games as well.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So are you trying to make sure that's a good mix in your $6.99 bundle? Try to make sure you've got like a good variety of games for people to try.
Yeah, we got a great variety of games, and again, they were classic. They were fantastic games that you might not actually have the PlayStation 2 that you used to play Hitman on or Tomb Raider, but you'd still like to pick up the game and play it. And this way, you can actually play all you can game for £7 a month. It's pretty good value.
Yeah, I mean, compared to other rental services, that's just kind of incredible value to have that. Compared to sort of like Love Film and stuff like that, having it at that price point is incredible.
Yeah, we've tried to price it pretty aggressively, and again, I think it's one of those things where we've had this service live in the States for about a year now, and we've evolved it and figured out what people really like and how they want to game. And so we have the benefit when we launch here in the UK of already kind of having a lot of experience under our belt about what works and what doesn't. And so now we get to come up with a full, robust offering and really kind of give you 2 real ways to go. The traditional, like, a la carte way, you can have a game at a time, or a bundle package with a lot of great titles in it.
And what sort of prices are we looking at for the rentals? So you said 3 to 5 days on that?
Yeah, typically they're 3 or 5 days. Not every game is rental, but a lot of them are, and it's usually £4 or £5.
Okay, and you've got a support limit on games. So is it 3 years, is what I've been hearing, or?
You basically are buying the game in perpetuity. We technically have a license structure that we guarantee you'll have it for 3 years, but there's no expectation that we'll take them away at the end.
Okay, so you're saying it's 3 years at minimum, but you don't expect to remove content. Yeah, because that was I was sort of asking on Twitter what our readers would like to talk to you about, and a few of them were saying they were a bit nervous about this 3-year thing, but knowing that that's the minimum of how long it's going to be available is good to hear.
Yeah, it's largely an accounting artifact. We need to be able to say, all right,
It's just one of those little legal things that you have to have in the license agreements. That's actually brilliant. And do you want to say anything about, because I know there's multiplayer aspects in this as well, social and that kind of thing.
So one of the, we've tried to actually make this an extremely social platform. Gamers are social beings. It's more fun to game with your friends always. And so we've tried to bake it into, the social fabric of the web. It's online only, which allows us to then say, I know you've got an internet connection because you're playing OnLive. And so, but you don't really need another social network. Facebook does a great job with that, and you don't necessarily need another bunch of messaging tools. And so we've tried to integrate it into the way that you're already living your life, and you'll see more and more of those things coming out as our next set of features roll out. But we've done some really fun things with what we've got. So we've got a brag clip feature, which is like a little video recording function where you can take your highlights of whatever you've done. I'll show you how that works here. and record a 10-second snippet of pretty much anything that you've done that you think is cool and you want to share. And then I'll find this, a nice...
Ladies and gentlemen, the developer session for Playing to You Live demo session by Chris Reinhardt.
So here's somebody
starting
playing.
in 10 minutes. That's the developer session for Playing to You Live demo session by Chris Reinhardt is starting in 10 minutes.
Sorry about that. So here's somebody playing From Dust, and they did something that they thought was pretty cool. And they're making a dust ball and moving around. Nothing terribly exciting. So I'll take that and I'll say that was pretty uninteresting. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5 star rating. But I can also then, if it is something that I'm excited about, I can share it in my world with OnLive users, or I can share it out to my personal network of on Facebook. It posts to my wall. Then other people can comment on it and share that experience in the real world.
That's nice to have the option of I can share this to just people that I know on live, or I can share this out to the wider world as well, because not everyone wants to have their gaming exploits going out to all their friends on Facebook,
Exactly. I think everyone should have the level of control of their privacy settings or how much they want to share. Again, a lot of people really want to share everything, and that's fine. But yeah, some of us wish to have certain circles or groups that we share different things with.
And the thing that I love most about the controller is you've just got the little media buttons on it. is utterly fantastic. Just to have them built in, it's such a little touch, but it's something completely different to what PlayStation, Sony, and Microsoft don't have that, and it's just nice considering how important video is in your service.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, we're really excited about it. I got as a gamer as well as a media consumer, I get frustrated with some of my existing DVD players or my Blu-ray player because is it triangle or is it square that hits pause, and I always mess it up. And so we just said, hey, it's a really, really easy way for us to just integrate media controls. This is the brag clip. So not only does it record in your typical sense, but this is what you use to record a brag clip as well. So anytime you do something cool, click one button and then it's up.
And finally, is there any advantage that you have to having, say, the micro console over your own PC or netbook, or having it on an iPad?
Sure. So if you want to use it on an iPad, it's or any of the tablets, it's in the app stores for those tablets. It's a free download. If you want to use it on your laptop or your desktop PC, it's just a browser plug-in. It comes on onlive.co.uk. And if you want to connect to the television, however, you do need the micro console, and that gives you the full living room experience. But otherwise, you don't need any hardware to play OnLive.
That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's nice to see it, and at such a competitive price as well. So cheap. It's $69.99 in the UK.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a brilliant price to have it at, and it's such a, compared to the size of other consoles of having a PS3 or a 360 on there, it's so discreet and so compact that we were playing with them back at the house last night, because one of our other writers managed to pick one up yesterday, and they're very, very cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we've tried to keep it as simple as possible here in the home end so that we can price it aggressively and get them out there, and then but then obviously in the back end we're running huge gaming servers, which are really expensive. But the good news is the consumer doesn't have to buy that. The consumer just buys games. So we take the hardware out of your purchase experience or your decision making pathway as a gamer, so that you can just worry about what games you're interested in.
Well, thank you very much for showing OnLive off to us. It's a very cool service. Cheers again.
Thank you.
And this has been Chris for TSA at EGX taking a look at OnLive.